Good morning. This is lecture number 18, analog microelectronic circuits, and in today's class we will solve the tutorial questions. The tutorial is already shared with you, so we will solve one by one. Certain questions I'll ask you to just note down the answers if it is easy for you guys. So anyway, let's start from question number 1, and if I am getting answers from majority, I'll not solve it. I'll give the final answers because the simple problems you can actually try out. Those who have tried out can share the answers. Others can just note down the answers and you can try. All right. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. So hope all of you have your tutorials with you. Whatever I shared yesterday. All right. So let me start with okay. So let me start with question number 1 in the tutorial. Uh, So I'll just read out the question once. In a process technology for which TOX is 12 nanometer and mu n is 600 centimeter square per volt second, find COX, Kn dash and the overdrive voltage required for an NMOS transistor with an aspect ratio of 15 to operate in saturation with a drain current of 150 microamps. One more question is determine the minimum value of VDS needed and also calculate RDS for small values of VDS. So there are many parameters to evaluate in this particular question. But can I get answers from you guys? So did you calculate what is COX for this? If you have answers with you, you can just share in the chat box. I'll tell you whether the answers are right or not. So by the way, how to calculate COX? COX is epsilon OX by TOX and TOX is given here and epsilon OX is what is epsilon OX? So COX is epsilon OX by TOX and epsilon OX is 3.9 times epsilon 0 by TOX. We have solved a similar numerical in class. So when you substitute the values, you will get the value of COX. Yes, it is 2.87 millifarad per meter square. Very good. So I'll just note down the answers. For others, you can solve this uh, millifarad per meter square. Others can try and verify with the answers. Very good, very good. Manju, Manikandan, and Kirtana. So I I asked you guys to solve the first 8 questions yesterday, but some of you would not have got enough time to do that. But don't worry, you can do even today also. But why I'm going in a little higher paces so that I can take you through all the questions in the tutorial and I can solve little more numericals also. So what about okay, again the first question, there is another part. You're also asked to find Kn dash. What is Kn dash? Kn dash is mu n into Cox. Cox is already obtained. Mu n value is given in centimeter square per volt second. So if you put appropriate units and if you evaluate, you will get the value of Kn dash. Can I get answers in the chat box? By the way, if some of you have doubts in between, you can unmute and ask. Yeah, Nishant, Kn dash answer. I got a different value. Yes, yeah, it is point. Nishant, can you check again what answer you are getting? Probably you would have missed something. Answer is yes, 172.1726 milli, or it is 172.6 microamps per volt square. Yes, very good, very good, very good. Huma, Kirtana, Manikandan, Nishant, Naman, yes, 172.6. So yeah, you can write in check for the units and you can write it in terms of milli or micro. That is not a problem. That is Kn dash. So others who have, so I have just given the formula here. You can try out. Now the next part is determine the minimum value of VDS needed. Right, minimum value of VDS needed is what? Minimum value of VDS is VDS minimum is VGS minus VT. That is nothing but VOV, the overdrive voltage. VDS minimum, VOV is equal to 0.34. Very good. Very good, Manikandan. 0.34. What about others? Yeah, you can solve VGS minus VT. So by the way, VGS, so how will you evaluate that? Aspect ratio is given, all the other things are given, drain current is also given. So you can actually take the equation for saturation, right? And from that, the only unknown is VGS minus VT. You can substitute and get the value, because it is given that the transistor is operating in saturation with a drain current, right? I hope that is clear. Now the last part is calculate RDS for small values of VDS. Calculate RDS. Now you are asked to calculate RDS for small values of VDS. So what is the meaning of that? Calculating RDS for small values of VDS. What is the meaning? Okay, can I ask this question to someone? Karan Rahul? Karan, are you there? Karan? Karan, if you are, I can help you if you don't, if you are not sure about the answer, I can help you. I just want to hear from you. Okay, Karan is not there. All right. Karan, yeah, can you unmute? No, why? All right. Yeah. So to find RDS value, so the question given is also no, the question is calculate RDS for small. Oh, okay, okay, Karan. All right. The mic is not working. That's fine. So calculate RDS for small values of VDS, right? So for small values of VDS means the transistor is actually operating in saturation. So if you remember, we have written VDS by ID as RDS, which is equal to 1 by mu n Cox W by L into VGS minus VT. Right. This is your RDS value. All right. So for small values of VDS, your expression will be your RDS will be 1 by mu n Cox W by L into VGS minus VT, and there you can actually get the answer for what is the answer? RDS is 1.14. Yes, 1.14 kilo. That is answer. 1.14 kilo. Kiran, what is your doubt?
No doubt, sir. I just told like it's in saturation region.
Calculate RDS for small values of VDS, right? So that means it is not in saturation. The RDS resistance we consider for small values of VDS, and the transistor is supposed to be in linear region then.
Sorry, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. If you remember, I can just take out. I hope we have done that in class. Yeah, this one. 1 by mu n Cox W by L into VGS minus VT. That is the resistance R. And it is 1.14 kilo. Yes, very good. So that is your first question. Similarly, you can try out the second question. That is for a PMOS transistor. Tox is given, mu P is given, Vt is given, W by L is given. You are asked to find the drain current for the following cases. So you have to, okay. So just before solving that, let me give you an idea about PMOS transistors or the difference. We were dealing with NMOS transistors for the entire unit 1. So let me bring in some insight about PMOS transistor. So structure wise, I hope you are clear for PMOS transistor. You will start with an N substrate. You will start with an N substrate and you will diffuse P plus regions. So that will be the structure. Now if you look at the terminals, yeah, So this will be the source terminal, this will be the gate, and this will be the drain. So in your NMOS terminal, your drain terminal, NMOS device, your drain terminal will be at a higher potential. Similarly, in a PMOS device, source will be at a higher potential. So if you look at the structure, we start with N substrate, and we dope P plus regions into this N substrate, and from here we will take 3 contacts that form source, drain, and gate regions. It is similar. Now, in order to get the, or in order, so we can use the same things. So what all things we have studied for NMOS, we can use the same equations and other things for PMOS with slight modifications. So I'll tell you what all things to be taken care. The very first thing is we have to replace mu n, or if you write it as kn dash, that one, or if you write it as kn. I hope you understand the difference. What we denote as kn dash is mu n Cox, or kn is kn dash into w by l. So we generally write mu n Cox w by l. So replace all these things with mu n with mu p, kn dash with kp dash, or kn with kp. This is the very first difference. The second thing is the threshold voltage Vt for a PMOS device, Vt. And did I talk about Va? Did I talk about Va in class? Can I get some answer?
Yes, like 1 by lambda, right?
Oh yeah, yes. Only formula. Yes, Kiran. Yeah, I'll give a clarity on that. So Vt and Va both are negative for a PMOS device. Both are negative for PMOS. In the case of NMOS, threshold as well as VA is otherwise called as early voltage, and VA is basically 1 by lambda. VA is inversely proportional to lambda, right? So these both quantities, threshold as well as early voltage, both are negative for a PMOS. Now, one more subtle difference is, since the threshold Vt is negative, if VGS is greater than Vt, your device will be off. So whatever condition we wrote for NMOS, it is exactly opposite for the PMOS device. That means to turn on device, turn the device on, your VGS should be less than Vt. So if you wonder why this difference is, because you know that the substrate is everything is just got inverted. For an NMOS device, we started with a P substrate, but here you have N substrate. So whenever you have N substrate, you want electrons here, right? For electrons to it is N substrate, and but your the source and drain regions are P plus. So what you want here is holes, right? The channel is created by positive charges or holes. Now, in order to attract positive charges here, you have to apply negative voltage. That is why your threshold is negative. So to turn on the device, your VGS should be less than Vt, right? Now, two more things we need to note down. One is the condition for linear and condition for saturation. Now, the condition for linear is your VGS should be less than or equal to Vt. That is one thing. Second is your VDS. VDS should be the exactly opposite condition. VDS should be greater than or equal to VGS minus VT. That is the condition for linear. And for saturation, the condition is your VGS should be less than or equal to VT, and your VDS should be less than or equal to VGS minus VT. So you can take the equality condition any one place, either at linear or in saturation. Most of the cases we consider here in saturation, right? So your VDS should be less than or equal to VGS minus VT for in saturation. Yes.
Sir, in PMOS, we don't we consider VSG instead of VDS?
We can do that. Yeah, even we can consider in that way. So say for example, I told you that VGS, your VGS should be less than or equal to VT, right? But at the same time, if you consider it as VSG, then you will actually talk about the what to say, your when you change it to VSG, you can do that. Definitely you can write that. Then your VSG will be positive. It will not be negative.
Yes, sir. Because
Is it Namit? Yeah, Namit. Yes, Namit. Go ahead.
Yeah, sir. Because sir, because source here is at higher potential than drain.
Yeah, so it is like, yeah, for the entire class I'm telling, we can actually write in either way. So why I usually take up this method, because this is easy to actually remember also, because we already know the condition of N MOSFET. The same thing with an equality difference, you can write the condition for P MOSFET, right? Because we know that the threshold voltage Vt is negative in this case. So now, as Namit suggested, we can also write this in terms of VSG also, right? I do not want to bring in both the conditions together, because at least some of you may get confused. So those are wondering what we are discussing now. Take it from me, for NMOS transistors, whatever conditions we have studied, the same condition with an equality difference you can use for PMOS device. That is as simple as that. But some of you, after reading textbooks, if you want to write in terms of VSG or VSD, that is also not a problem. You can do that. The only thing is you have to have the understanding that you have an N substrate, you have P plus source and drain, and the channel is P channel. So that is why your threshold is negative. Then when you write with respect to VSG or VGS, that small differences you have to take care. Is that all right, Namit?
Yeah, sir, I got that. So, sir,
Okay.
either way we write it's fine, sir.
Yeah, either way is fine. It is up to your comfortable level. So if you want to follow the same convention with the equality difference, you can go with this. Otherwise, actually, you can write in the other way also.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
And sir, what is the syllabus for the means like tests, sir? I'm not clear with this. The PMOS and all is the syllabus, sir.
I'm not getting, Namit. Your voice is very
Hello?
feeble.
Sir,
Yeah,
so now is it clear, sir?
yeah.
Hello?
I can manage. Go ahead.
Sir, I was asking, sir, what is the syllabus for the CI one?
Oh, the syllabus is only unit 1.
So, sir, PMOS is included in it.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sir,
So that,
one doubt.
yes.
In PMOS you have the inequalities, right?
Yeah.
So as Namit said, can you just replace all of those terms by just VSG and VSD, and is that also fine?
I'm not getting.
Like as he said, you're going to use VSG, VSD, right? You can
I'm
use
not.
that.
Yeah. You can use that. I'm not going to do that now. Why? Because when I tried, most of the times, many students have some kind of confusion on that. But still, if you want me to do that, I can do.
Oh, okay, sir.
Yeah.
So we can go with that, right?
Yeah. Definitely, you can go with that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So if you are comfortable, so if you understood what I have written now, then that should be fine, right? But for the rest of the class, those who, okay. So with this, can you just try the second question and tell me the answer? Second question. All right. Are there any answers for the second question? 3.0. Okay. All right. So tell me, so I haven't taught you how to represent in using other way. So whether tell me whether using this notations, using this convention for PMOS is fine or not. Yeah, so the case 1 here is, what is case 1? Okay, so case A, where your VGS is -5 and VDS is -1, what is the region of operation? Your VGS is -5 and VDS is -1.
The saturation region, sir.
Saturation region.
Yes, sir. Saturation, sir.
Your VT is -0.8 volts. So how to check? I'll check what is VGS minus VT. So what is VGS minus VT? -5 minus -0.8, which is equal to -4.2. So your VGS minus VT is -4.2. What is VDS? VDS is -1. So in this case, your VDS is greater than VGS minus VT, because -1 is greater than -4.
We have checked the magnitude, sir. I didn't
Yes.
consider it. By mistake, I considered the magnitude, then saw the minus sign, sir.
Yeah, so just to bring in that, I did not, yeah, so that is a point here. So if you go ahead with this, it is -1 greater than -4.2. It is true, this condition is true, and the device is in linear region. So now if you write the other form is nothing but we will write the other way in terms of VSD. So in that case, we have to consider the magnitude of threshold voltage. Since we are actually reversing the potential, you have to consider the magnitude of VT, or we generally represent it as mode VT. So I will not bring that now, but definitely we will do in that way also. Let all of you get comfortable with this way, and later we can actually go with the other notation as well. So for this case, your drain current will be equal to, what is the value? Yeah, I saw the answers of many of you guys. It has just gone to the top. I cannot read the names of those who have written answers. Answers are 3.067 milliamps. Now what about second case? Yes, Jessica, Jayaditya, Naman, Kirtana, Maheshwari, Manikandan. I have seen. Naman, yes, I just saw your answers. Maheshwari, yes, Pallavi. All right. So the second one, what is the region of operation? So it's the second case. Second case is saturation. Yes, second case is saturation. You can try out. Second case is saturation, and your drain current value is equal to 0.597 milliamps. Now, one thing to note here is, if you remember, I have told you for an NMOS device, the overdrive voltage will be always positive. But for a PMOS device, if we write it as VGS minus VT, this should be always negative. Because this is required whenever we solve the drain current equation, and when we get the value of VGS minus VT, directly you can, if it is an NMOS device and if you are getting a negative value for your VGS minus VT, you can neglect that, right? But if it is a PMOS device and you are getting a positive value, you can neglect that. So the point is, for a PMOS device, always your VGS minus VT, which is your overdrive voltage, will be negative. If it is written as VGS minus VT, it will be always negative. Yes, correct. The answer is 0.597 milliamps, or it is 596 micro. Yes, that is true. Now, can we quickly go to third question? I can see 51 students, participants here, and I'm getting response only from few of you guys. So what I assume is others haven't tried. You are trying now, and by the time you are getting the answers, I am actually telling the next answer. That is perfectly fine. Just check with the answers, and if you have any problem, please ping to me. I can help you out. Right. Okay. Yeah, so for the third question, again it is an NMOS transistor. It is given that it is operating in linear region with 0.1. It is found to conduct 60 microamps with a VGS of 2 volt and 160 microamps with the VGS of 4 volt. You are asked to find the VT of the device. Can you guys? VT is 0.752. Yes, Bhavana. Who wrote that? Manikandan, yes. So Bhavana, you got it as 0.69. Bhavana, can you just check it once? You are very close to the answer. Okay, for others who are wondering how to solve this question, so now currently I'm not seeing the responses what you are putting. I'll just look into that. So it is given that VDS is equal to 0.1 volt, right? And the transistor is actually operating in linear region. These two things we know. Now, VDS is 0.1 and it is found to conduct 60 microamps. So the drain current is 60 microamps when your VGS is equal to 2 volts and 160 microamps when your VGS is equal to 4 volt. So you are asked to find the VT of the device. I'm just asking how many of you got answer? Jessica, you got answer. Manjunath, you got answer. Yes. Bhavana, did you get the answer? The answer is 0.75. Are you getting that answer? Please check once. Okay, all right. So for others who have doubt in this question, so how to do? See, there are two things given. The VDS value is given, and given that MOSFET is in linear region. So with this and with the two given values of ID and the corresponding VGS, you can actually go ahead and write the drain current equation. Since you have two cases, a simple ratio will actually help you. So we know that ID is mu n Cox W by L into VGS minus VT into VDS minus VDS square by 2. This is the current equation what we know for MOSFET in linear region. Now in this linear region device, what you have is VDS. You have VDS, you have VGS, you have ID. That means you can write two equations of similar form. So how will I write? The first case is you have 60 microamps current. Let whatever be mu and Cox W by L doesn't matter. That is simple ratio. I'll just write it as Kn into VGS minus VT is there. So VT is not there. VGS is there. So 2 minus VT into 0.1 minus 0.1 square by 2. This is one equation. And the other equation I can write it as 160 microamps is equal to Kn into 2 minus, sorry, not 2, it is 4 minus Vt into 0.1 minus 0.1 square by 2, right. So what you have to do is you have to just take the ratio of these two. So just take the ratio of these two, you can cancel Kn and the only unknown is Vt, and I hope you will get the value of Vt. I think if you solve this further, you will get something like 3 by 8 is equal to 4 minus 2 Vt minus 0.1 divided by 8 minus 2 Vt minus 0.1. So if you solve, it will end as Vt equal to 0.75 volts. Karthik, it is not 0.3, yeah, it is 0.75. Any doubts? Okay, yeah. So quickly you can go to question number 4. Question number 4 is there are 4 MOSFETs given. So you can find the region of operation. I'll just give you the answers here. Answer for A is saturation. Answer for B is linear. Answer for C is saturation. Answer for D is linear. Try this out. Right. So I have just given the solutions for you to check. Now, can we quickly look at question number 5? So the question number 5 is the circuit is given. You are asked to find the minimum allowable VDD so that the transistor must not enter into triode region. Let me go to next page. So the circuit given is this. So in between, if any of you have doubts, please ask. I can clarify. This is 1.2 volts. This is 3.3 volts. This is 500 ohms. Given that W by L is equal to 50. Yes, Manikandan, I'll just tell the answer. 1 second, let me just find out. So this is a circuit diagram given 500. Yes. Now certain quantities are given. Vt is equal to 0.4. Kn dash is equal to 200 microamps per volt square. Given that lambda is equal to 0. Okay. So anyone else tried and anyone of you got answer for this? Okay, so I'll just explain. The question is, you are asked the minimum allowable VDD. So given that VDD is 3.3, but you are asked the question is, what is the minimum VDD so that transistor must not enter into triode region? So the transistor should be in saturation. So for that, what can be the minimum VDD? So that means the given VDD 3.3 may be more. So there is some minimum VDD. What is that VDD? That is a question, right? So how to calculate that? Any idea? Okay, so for the transistor, for the say for example, this is transistor M1. So for M1 transistor to be in saturation, to maintain in saturation, what is the condition? This node is nothing but VD or VDS. VDS minimum should be VGS minus VT. So if your VDS minimum, if you have VGS minus VT as the node voltage here, that is sufficient actually. That itself is sufficient to have a, if your VD is VGS minus VT, the transistor will be in saturation, right? Now, all right. So what I will do first is, okay, let me before applying anything, let me just go and find out the current in this case. So given that the device is in saturation, so half Kn dash W by L into VGS minus VT the whole square. So this will be the current. The present current will be this. So that is equal to half into 200 micro into 50 into VGS is 1.2 minus VT is 0.4 the whole square. So you will get a current. What is the current? What is the current? Any answers? .2 milliamps. Yes, very good. ID is 3.2 milliamps. Right. Now, the question is, what can be the minimum VDD? So, how to find minimum VDD? I know that the minimum voltage required here is VD. What is VD? VD should be VG minus VT plus the drop across this resistor will give you the minimum VDD. So, your VDD minimum will be equal to ID into 500 ohms plus VD. What is VD? VD is VGS minus VT. Right. So ID is 3.2 milliamps into 500 plus VGS minus VT, which is equal to 0.8. So what is VDD minimum? VDD minimum will be equal to 2.4. Yes, Manikandan, your answer is right. What about others? I hope all of you got the same answer as 2.4. Jessica, yes, I saw your answer. It is right. Naman, yes. Manju, I hope now you got the right answer. Probably you would have missed something. Okay. So others, if you have doubts, please unmute and ask. I can explain. No issues.
Sir, how did you write that equation, sir?
Which equation, Praveen? This one?
Sir, VDD minimum, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So see, Naman. Sorry. Who is this? Praveen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Praveen. Yeah. So Praveen, if you look at the circuit, the question asked is what is your minimum VDD? So how will you find minimum VDD? That minimum VDD should be should help the resistor to drop the same current of 3.2 milliamps plus transistor should be in saturation. So For this transistor to be in saturation, the minimum voltage available at the drain should be equal to Vg minus Vt or Vgs minus Vt. Right, that is a minimum. It can be more than that also. But the minimum drain voltage should be equal to Vgs minus Vt. Is there a clarity on that, Praveen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if this is Vgs minus Vt, I have written Vgs minus Vt here, plus with that I have to add the drop of the resistance also, that is 500 into the current flowing through that. That is what I have written here, Id into 500. So that is a minimum reading. Now look at the question. Minimum is 2.4 and now you have 3.3 as VDD. Then also the device is in saturation only, because what is the reason? The resistor is carrying the same is carrying the same current, but now the drain voltage can actually go up to a larger value. Previously the drain voltage was just equal to Vg minus Vt, but now the drain voltage is actually to a larger. It is actually at a higher end. Is that clear, Praveen?
Yes, sir.
Or still you have doubt?
No, sir. It's clear, sir.
Okay, all right. Now, similarly, the question is very similar. You can try out question number 6. Question number 6 is again with Vt is given, aspect ratio. Aspect ratio is nothing but W by L. It is given. K and dash is given. The question is what value of Vb places the transistor at the edge of saturation. The same way, instead of asking for Vd, we ask the question is for Vg. So you can try out. I'll just leave the answers here. You can try. You will get the Vb as 0.628 volts and Id as 0.334 milliamps. 0.62, yes, Manikandan, yes, that is right. And Id is 0.334. So with Id only you will be able to find that, right. All right, so you can try that. I can help you. If you have a doubt, I can help you in that. All right. Or I'll just give a clue for that question. The question is, this is Vb, this is 1.8 volts, this is 5K. So the question is, you are asked to find what value of Vb will place the transistor at the edge of saturation. So edge of saturation condition is again same. Your VDS should be equal to VGS minus VT. This is edge of saturation condition. VDS can be written as VD and VGS can be written as VB minus VT. So what is VB? VB is VD plus VT. So how to write VD? Yes, 0.62. Yes, Jessica. Yes, the answer is right. So to write VD, I can write VD as 1.8 minus 5K into ID. That is VD plus VT. So this is VB. Now you can substitute this in the drain current equation. ID equal to half mu and Cox W by L. For VGS minus VT, you can is nothing but VB minus VT the whole square. You can substitute that and find. VT is also given. VT is given in the question. The only unknown will be ID. You can find ID and then you can find VB. Answers I have given. Please try this out. Right. Okay. So the rest of the things, as I told you before, we will continue this tutorial itself in the afternoon. We will go through almost all the questions in the afternoon. Before that, I just want to talk a little more about PMOS regarding the small signal model of the PMOS device. Like with that, so what you can do, others who could not solve along with the class now, for the 6 questions, you try only these 6 questions somewhere in the break. And when we start at 2, please make sure that even though you are not doing the complete calculation, make sure that you understood the first 6 questions, right? So today only we'll try to finish the rest of the questions. The similar problems what we have done in class, I'll not repeat. For other questions, I'll help, so that in tomorrow's class we'll also see some more variety of questions, right? So I'll quickly take you to the small signal equivalent circuit of PMOS.
Sir?
Yes.
In what's the direction of flow of current in PMOS, like the drain current?
Yeah. So the current direction, sorry, I'm very sorry, I did not mention that. Yeah, the current direction, see, you can see the arrow mark, right? So the current direction is this. It is from source to drain.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. This is source, this is gate, and this is drain. And we know that VGS will be negative, right? VGS, so the current is actually flowing in this direction. So source is at a higher potential compared to gate. Then only I can say VGS is negative. Or I can write this as VSG also, right? Anyway, I'll bring to the VGS term itself. So one thing to understand is source will be at a higher potential compared to gate. That is why for the DC potential also we say VGS is negative. Now let it be like this. So for this I'll draw the diagram first. So by convention we will keep source terminal here. This is not as per the convention. We'll bring to the normal way first. So let me draw like this. Now, when you have a VSG voltage between source and gate, the current flow is like this. So what will be this current? I'll write this as GM into VSG. This is the current. And between drain and source, you have the same resistance R0. Right. So this I have drawn depending on how we write the how we draw the symbol of MOSFET. When we draw the symbol of MOSFET, source will be on the top, gate left, and drain on the down. So similar way I kept source on the top even for this. Now what I'll do here is I'll just, because this is not comfortable, because we are familiarized with the other way of drawing like source on the bottom and gate and drain on the top. So we will just reverse this. We will just reverse. So we will after reversing we will see how we can draw this. So after reversing, gate will come to the top. This is gate and this is drain and this is source. And I'll keep the same way. So gate is this is minus, this is plus, and this is VSG. Now this is drain here, right? So I have to draw in this form. Since I have reversed it, I have to draw in this form. This is GM into VSG and this is the resistance R0. Right. Now you can see this is VSG is actually positive or your VGS is negative. So what I do is I'll just instead of writing it as minus plus VSG, I'll write this as VGS itself. So what change I should make there? What change I should make there? So if I want to write this as plus minus, I have to write this as VGS. Right. What is the difference between VSG and VGS? It is only a negative sign. So that change I have made over here. So when I do that, now the current is flowing in this direction with the VSG. Now if I write in terms of VGS, the current will actually come in the opposite direction. So this is GM into VGS and the resistance is like this. Right. So this is source, this is gate, and this is drain. So what I want to conclude here is the equivalent circuit of PMOS. Can you find any difference here? The equivalent circuit of PMOS is same as that of NMOS. NMOS and PMOS have same equivalent circuit. There is no difference. The only difference is when we write in terms of VSG and VGS, that I have showed you by just reversing and coming to the same equivalent circuit at the end. Is that clear? Okay. So just to give more clarity on this, let me, all right, probably you will take some more time to understand this. Fine, you can take that. Meanwhile, I'll ask you to draw an equivalent circuit of this given circuit. But the circuit is having both PMOS and NMOS device. This is VDD. This is V in. This is V out. You can call this as M1 and this as M2. So can you draw the equivalent circuit of this circuit diagram. Draw the small signal equivalent circuit. So we know that both for NMOS and PMOS the equivalent circuit is same. So you can replace the transistors and you can draw the equivalent circuit. Also you can find the gain also. So evaluate gain as well. Calculate even the small signal gain also. Can you guys try this quickly? So one bottom line is the equivalent circuit of NMOS is equal to the equivalent circuit of PMOS. That should be in your mind.
So lambda is 0 or non-zero, sir?
All right. Yeah, very good question. Lambda P, we write as lambda P not equal to 0. Lambda N also not equal to 0. All right. So I'll write few observations here. In the small signal equivalent circuit, one observation is this: both have same equivalent. Another one is VDD should be considered as ground. Why? Because VDD is not changing. We are looking only for the changing voltages. Now, if you look for VGS, so this is VGS. So VGS of NMOS is equal to, say I'll call this as VGS1. VGS1 is directly Vin. Now what is this? If I'm writing it as VGS2, VGS2 is also Vin. Why VGS2 is Vin? Because source end is grounded. So if I mark this as VGS2, right, then VGS2 is also equal to Vin because source is grounded in the small signal equivalent circuit. So I have just made those two observations. VGS1 is equal to VGS2 is equal to Vin. Now let me go ahead and write the equivalent. So while writing the equivalent, I'll see that I have one node. So you can draw as two separate equivalent and then you can connect everything. So that you would have tried that. But what I will do is I will just look at the one on the left side, which is input terminal, one on the output right side is output terminal. Then you have VDD and ground, but both are anyway ground. So what I will do is I'll just mark this as V in, this as V out, this as V in and V out, right? Now, and this as ground, V in, V out and ground. Now, between V in and, so V in is between where? Between the gate of both the devices and source of both the devices. So I can mark here as plus minus as VGS1 is equal to VGS2. Both are equal to V in. Right, both are equal to V in. Now on the drain side, what I have here is NMOS device from here to ground. How will I mark? I can mark it as a current source, which is GM VGS1, GM1 VGS1 with resistance of R01. Similarly, from drain to ground. So from drain to ground, what you have here, VGS2 in this direction. So you will actually have a current flowing in this direction, right? Because I have marked VGS2 as this plus minus. So if you look at this, look at the equivalent circuit. When I'm marking VGS as plus minus, current is actually flowing from drain to source. Similar way, when I'm marking it as plus minus VGS, current is flowing from drain to source. That means I can have one more current source here, whose value is GM2 into VGS2, and the resistance that here, which is R02, and this is V out terminal, right? But we know that the current, so you have two current sources and two resistors. So in what better way we can draw this? We can draw this further as this is plus minus, this is V in. V in is equal to VGS1 is equal to VGS2. Now, since I have two current sources connected in parallel, I can add that. So while adding, I can write this as GM1 plus GM2 into VGS1 and VGS2 both are same. I will write it as V in. Two resistors in parallel. I can draw that as a single resistance whose value is R01 parallel to R02. Right. So how will you write V out? V out is actually drop across this R01 parallel to R02. Current is flowing in this direction. So V out is minus GM1 plus GM2 into V in into R01 parallel to R02, or simply your voltage gain AV is equal to minus GM1 plus GM2 into R01 parallel R02. All right. It is minus GM1 minus GM2. How it is? Minus GM1 minus GM2. Oh yes, yes, yeah. Both are same, right? Yes, I have taken minus common. Yes, correct, Nabil. That's right. So thank you for joining today's class. Now you have time is 9:54. So those who have doubts can stay back. Others can actually leave. Just wait for one more announcement. So thank you so much.